They're dead.
Obviously,
They're
sir,
instantly hammered. They cannot respond to
they
it.
cannot respond to it because there is no clarification. So, sir, I sincerely request that, sir, make a representation of this nature, save your industry, or let them come up with a clarity.
The only way is, today they are targeting the so-called luxury fine dine hotels and restaurants and trying to subvert the situation.
Exactly. So,
Where they say dhaba is for poor man, now no poor man. For example, I do not know in Madhya Pradesh, in Maharashtra, the ceiling for having no luxury tax on your room is 600 rupees or 800 rupees. And I'm thinking, can you come to Bombay city and get a room for 800 rupees unless you're staying in a chawl somewhere? Impossible. Okay?
no.
By the same logic, what we are going to say, the air conditioning definition is such, please, RTI, please tell me that you have been charging everybody on air conditioning.
Yeah.
Now he will be obliged to go not from 10 but to 20,000 establishments, and he does not have the manpower to do it.
Sir, I appreciate this particular thought, sir. Let's go and represent, sir. We will definitely be able to get benefit for the industry. Or, if not benefit, a clarity.
Yeah.
So, I already noted down this point, sir. Very, very welcome step. I think very, very well thought and very, very well put. Now it has to be well executed and the benefit should come. So, sir, association should please take it up. Yes, sir.
Sir, if I have a large restaurant, 200-seater, non-air conditioning, but my office at the back, a small office is
No,
air
sir.
conditioning.
In that case, you can argue. In that case, you can argue that my operations which you are trying to tax is not having any air conditioned facility. Here they have said restaurants,
Eating joints and a mess. These three. Your office which is connected to the restaurant.
It's connected to the restaurant.
It's connected to the restaurant, but it is not helping in the dining activity at all. It is having others.
so here it is arguable and department is accepting this particular argument.
Service tax, Commissioner told me it is taxable.
No sir, sir in that case,
Because it is in the restaurant premises and that area is air conditioned.
sir,
It is, you know what will happen?
We don't need
Arguably, we may be right. They will say first pay the tax, then you litigate. The litigation will take 5 years. For 5 years, if I don't pay and I lose the tax case, I will have to pay with interest and penalty.
Exactly.
5 years later, if I win the tax case, it will anyway be an obsolete situation for
Obsolete
me.
situation.
So what they will always do is say first pay tax, then you fight.
yes sir, that pre-deposit provisions are there. Pre-deposit, first I could argue and take a stay. Now they have made a mandatory pre-deposit of
deposition.
7.5% and 10% at first and second level. There also it has been done.
So what about minibar? Because it does not appear in any of the three.
Sir, minibar will take it up as serving of food in the room. Will take it up last. That's the most controversial question.
Separate.
It's separate. That's the most controversial. Serving of food in the room. What is the
Fair
position?
enough. And you said abatement is available only for restaurants. So what
Yeah.
happens in the mess? Is
In
it-
the mess. Here, what we have done is, at many places, we have used an interpretation technique of Angustum generis, which says the later words will take the character of the prior words. Restaurant, eating joint and mess. So eating joint and mess, they are written, connecting the restaurant part. So they will get covered in the restaurant and you will get the benefit. Yes, sir, you will get the benefit.
Want to know what about home delivery and takeaway?
Yes, sir, I'm coming. It's there. There is a circular available which says it's not taxable, but I'll tell you. It's there. Can we have the presentation? Because it's there. Okay, I'll take the question. You can relate. The next question is: in a hotel, if services are provided by specified restaurants in other areas, say swimming pool or an open area attached to the restaurant, will the service tax arise? The law is very clear, yes, because they say these are extensions of the restaurants only. And since restaurant has a AC, it will be taxable. So, अगर आप pool area में या garden area में if you are serving, service tax will be applicable, taxable at 40%. Right? Yeah, that's right. The next one, whether service tax is leviable on goods which are sold on MRP basis across the counter as a part of bill or invoice. The most common thing is the mineral water that you are having. Now it has an MRP on it. MRP, the maximum retail price on it. But just having the maximum MRP on it or the MRP on it, will it make it eligible for exclusion or not. So let's say 100 rupees is the dining bill and 10 rupees is the bill of the water. Will it be 110 taxable or 100 taxable? The law says 10 rupees worth of bottle on which there is MRP will not be included for service tax valuation if and only if the goods are sold on MRP basis under the Legal Metrology Act. This is an excise borrowing which they have done. MRP, any product which bears the MRP, first, the manufacturer को लगता है मुझे MRP लगाना चाहिए मैं लगा देता हूँ. And then second is, there is a compulsion by law that you have to put the MRP. That compulsion by law is under the Legal Metrology Act. Previously it was the Standard of Weights and Measures Act, which was amended and legal. So if under Legal Metrology Act, if that product is liable for MRP printing, then it will not form part of your taxable value. Otherwise it will form part of your taxable. Sometimes some juices or some packed juices you sell across, means you give it along with the dining part, or this water. These are having MRP on it and these are covered under the Indian Metrology Act. So on that, service tax will not be applicable, that value. So it says whether service tax is leviable on goods which are sold on MRP basis. The answer is no if the MRP is printable on it under the Indian Metrology Act. If that be the case, that much portion will be excluded because for the simple reason excise is paid thereon. Negative list and mega exemptions, don't be happy that they are exempted. They are taxed in some other law, therefore they are made exempted over in the service tax law. That's the crisscross which is happening. So MRP based rule 4A of the excise law says MRP based we will charge you excise less abatement. Since excise is leviable over there, double excise uske upar service tax lagta nahi hai. So it's a consequential exclusion. Next. Yeah.
Suppose I select an MRP. It's I'm exempted from paying service tax. But suppose it's MRP plus 10%. So the 10%
MRP plus 10%, that is what you buy, na?
No, suppose it is the MRP shows 100 rupees a bottle, but I am selling it for 120.
That profit portion that you are taking,
that
should be excluded, sir.
No, no, 20. Profit portion in the MRP is exempted totally. The extra 20 rupees I am charging, I am supposed to pay 40.
Sir, in that case, what will happen? It's a contentious issue because that you will say it is sale of goods. You will always say it's sale of goods, service tax nahi lagna chahiye. But the department will say that 10 rupees which you are having, the 10 rupees profit which you are making is a part of your service charges. And they will liable. Yes, that is a possibility. Yes, I agree. The next question is the value added tax imposed by states required to be included for the purpose of service tax? On food, whatever sales tax is applicable. So on the 60% component, sales tax is applicable. Will you add that also and put service tax on it? No. Service tax is not applicable on the sales tax component in your bill. That will be excluded totally. Clarity is given. So that takes care of your food and beverages, which is the dining part. We'll go back again to the buffet. Right? The buffet part. The sales tax, I'll tell you the bill, the composition of the bill. Let's say 500 rupees is your dining. आप सर्विस चार्ज लगाते हो उसके ऊपर 10%, so 50 rupees दे रहा हूँ, 550 का बिल बनता है. 550 का 40% पे सर्विस टैक्स लगेगा, 60% पे वैट लगेगा. But 60% in Maharashtra, 60% पे नहीं, entire bill excluding service tax 12.5 पूरा लगता है. I'm not aware of the Bhopal tax laws, so I'll not be able to comment. But again, 550 is the bill, food plus service charge. On that 550, 40% service tax लग जाता है, 40% पे 12.36 service tax is applicable. And on the entire bill, excluding the service tax part, 12.5 is applicable. Accordingly, you have to see what is the VAT laws in your state and take a call. But service tax wise, total bill, 40% thereof liable for service tax. Now we go back to our main dining part we have taken. What about buffet? The buffet part. Buffet is also the same. 40% of the bills will be taxable because in an AC restaurant, instead of you sitting and the guest serving you, the waiter serving you, you go and serve itself. The law says that doesn't make any difference. It's dining part and it is fully taxable. So entirely same as we did here. Next part. So somebody asked me about counter sales and home delivery. Counter sales means customer comes and takes a parcel from my hotel, or he phones and I deliver it to his house as home delivery. There is a circular for both the same things. There is circular 80/10 of 2004. It has given the clarification. It says counter sales are not taxable and free home delivery is also not taxable. Free home delivery, but if I charge my customer for home delivery, the matter is over. The food will not be taxed. The delivery charges will be taxed at a full rate of 12.36.
What is the circular number?
80, sorry, it's written over there. 80/10 of 2004. That circular has given the clarification. So it's 80/10 2004. So that clarification is given. So you can enforce it on the officer and say, circular है, आप पे binding है, please नहीं. You give me the benefits, right? But I have seen many restaurants, even the takeaway counter, they are charging service tax.
McDonald's.
Yes, sir. I did go to McDonald's and at a counter.
Domino's, everybody's charging service.
So in that case, there is a cautious approach. क्या टेंशन लेने का हम ठीक लगा. But yes, it's because otherwise counter sales are not even enforced upon.
Yeah, cautious approach is fine, but why should the consumer pay?
I did argue with them and they gave me the refund. They did give me the refund. I argued. ये नहीं लगता ये तुम ले लो.
No, but companies like Domino's and McDonald's, they will not
The issue-
charge it like that.
The issue is not that they charge. The issue is not even the fact that you argued and they gave you a refund. The issue is our department is only too happy to collect it.
Yeah.
But they are not going to penalize them for collecting something which is illegal.
Exactly.
However, as a legitimate payee under the law, our hotels when we pay, or there is even an error in the filing of the payment or the make, none of us are trying to subvert the law, they will put a penalty on us.
Exactly.
And this is the second representation I will take to them, which is that you have to penalize those who are charging when it is not to be charged.
Exactly. So what happens? I'll tell you. I'll tell you the next, the next step after this. Say for example, in my office, we win a case and we want to celebrate, and I take my entire staff to McDonald's, or I call from McDonald's. Chalo, let's treat everybody. So I order from McDonald's and I treat all my staff. That congratulations, good done, good work done. Now when I pay the bill, उसमें service tax लगेगा. Now that service tax I would like to take as a send-back credit in my services which I provide. The question is, will I get a set-off? At that point of time, the department will say, yeah, I won't, because I have paid something which was not, which is, Mr. President, that is, he is citing out, that you have collected what is not. So then I will argue, no, I have paid it to them, they have paid it to the government, so I should get a send-back. Purposes above 1,000, taxable. What if you give it for business purposes below 1,000, taxable. So this is very specific. Renting of hotel premises for the purpose of residential and lodging purposes, below 1,000 declared tariff, no service tax. Anything other than this, taxable. Now they have changed this exemption definition. They say services by a hotel. That renting word they have taken out. So they have taken everything what a hotel does for the purpose of residential or lodging. They are playing with the words. धीरे-धीरे exemption निकालते जा रहे हैं वो लोग. So whatever is done in respect of renting or lodging below 1,000 declared tariff, not taxable. Anything above that is fully taxable. That's the change. Now, what is service description? Service description taxable. See, it says renting of hotels, inns, guest houses, clubs, campsite. Now definition is changed. Consequentially, exemption notification mein the wordings are not changed. Right? What is the taxable portion? 60% is taxable, balance 40% is exempted. So in accommodation, they feel 40% is towards materials and other items, 60% is the service that is there. I have applied a thumb rule, and on 60% you charge. Right? Accommodation, there are a lot of issues. It says, first issue, what is the relevance of declared tariff? Is the tax required to be paid on declared tariff or the actual amount charged? Right? What is declared tariff? It has been specified. It says declared tariff means charges for all amenities provided in the unit of accommodation like furniture, air conditioner, refrigerators, etc. Now I don't understand how in a legal clarification they can use the word etc. What is the meaning of etc.? This is the circular 198 cited by the Service Tax Department, that is Central Board of Excise and Customs. And that legal document, they are saying etc. Now, how can I judge what is etc? Neither they can judge. Etc में ये भी आता है, मैं बोलता हूँ etc में ये नहीं आता है. Now, what rule of interpretation the biggest lawyers are confused on this? Sir, what is to be done? या तो पूरा एक्टिविटी लिखो या लिखो ही मत, सब कुछ पे लगा दो ना. सब पे लगाते हो फिर ये दो निकालते हो, why? So this word etc is something which I am not able to understand. I am expressing myself in this forum. How can they use the word etc in a legal clarification? This is from the direct from the horse's mouth. But this is something which we have to reconsider. ये etc मतलब क्या? Do we have any clue? Etc means everything, or etc which means all this.